Welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering, a matchup I am really excited to see. Mono Blue Delver versus Burn, two pretty accessible decks. Delver strategies very often at this point representing three colors. Blue-red was pretty popular for a while, but Oko really pulling a lot of people into having green in their builds. And we'll see how this mono blue build stacks up. So far just a Chain Lightning to the face. Ideally you want to be leading out with creatures with Burn. And Jordan with a turn 2 Eidolon, which could have done a lot of work, except it gets spell snared by Josh, one of the most efficient ways to answer that 2-mana spell. Generally don't want to be using removal on a Eidolon, as it does end up doing its job. If it soaks up something like a lightning bolt and does 2 damage, you're usually pretty happy about that. Obviously you'd rather it stick around, but in the case where it does go away, could be worse. True Name Nemesis, one of the threats that Mono Blue has at its disposal. And we'll see some other, I believe Stormwing Entity may be in there as well. Of course, there is Delver of Secrets as a possibility. Generally where you want to begin every Delver match is with that turn 1 Delver, and Eidolon does end up sticking. Josh down to 13. And in this situation, turning sideways is pretty dicey. Jordan taking no damage so far. His mana base is going to be just mountains, so no fetches. You're going to have to do an honest 20 damage to take out this burn deck. And we'll see what Josh has as a blocker. Really not going to want to take damage from Eidolon attacking. I mean, you can't be turning True Name Nemesis sideways unless you've got a blocker here, I'd imagine. Already down to 13. Not going to win the race. Just as the board currently stands. Rift Bolt suspending. And 2 damage does in fact come in. That is surprising to me. Exquisite Firecraft, and that is not going to be something that Josh can say anything about, even if he had Daze. Not going to be countering that spell with Spell Mastery. Does not take much to get Spell Mastery. Petty Theft, bouncing the Eidolon, and True Name turning sideways. Polluted Delta comes down. Delver of Secrets. Rift Bolt gets stifled, so that should technically still be in exile. Eidolon and another Rift Bolt, it looks like. So technically, there's 2 things that you can stifle with Rift Bolt. There's the removing the counter, and then there's the when you remove the final counter, cast it. You actually want to stifle the cast trigger there. That may be an inaccuracy here in terms of the game state. Delver has flipped. True Name staying home. Force of Negation attempting to stop Rift Bolt. Will be taking 2 damage instead of 3, and now a Price of Progress. Thwarted by wastelanding his own land. And this could be lethal depending on the life totals. Jordan may actually be within striking distance of Delver and True Name. It's got to be really close. Keeping along with the life totals here, I believe he's either at... Oh, okay. So apparently not within lethal range. I have no idea what's happening now. Delver of Secrets just untapped. Maybe there was a discrepancy in the life totals? Exquisite Firecraft. We've got a Vapor Snag. Oh, wow. So Vapor Snag, I believe, putting Jordan down to 2. And then the Exquisite Firecraft, while it would have been lethal, I believe the Eidolon ends up doing 2 damage to Jordan for Josh to steal that game. That is a pretty wild conclusion. And to be fair, that is part of the reason why you play blue, is because you're looking to do tricky stuff like that. But that was pretty impressive if my life totals here are correct. Either that Vapor Snag was played just to show that he had it, or it's actually lethal. My life total over here on the side shows that was actually lethal damage for Josh off of the Eidolon. Let's see if there ends up being a second or third game to give us some more insight. All right, so Jordan mulling here, and that looked like a lightning bolt. May have been a chain lightning. You generally don't want to be casting lightning bolt main phase out of nowhere. It's probably the most important 1-mana burn spell by a wide margin. So generally you're going to fire off your sorcery speed stuff first. And you can always lightning bolt, for example, a Delver of Secrets, or just go face with it at a later point. Passing the turn. Delver does not flip. Brainstorm means that this Delver almost certainly going to be flipping next turn. Josh, remember, is drawing 3, then putting 2 back on top. Sometimes a Ponder won't get there, but I mean, you're going to have an instant in your hand that you can put back on top of your library if need be. And now Exquisite Firecraft, just straight up to the face. This is going to be... Oh, that gets dazed. Oh, no. So no spell mastery yet, so daze actually stopping the Exquisite Firecraft, and Delver of Secrets turning sideways. Burn, very capable of killing a Delver. Exquisite Firecraft, this one's going to resolve. Yeah, kind of... I think that was a lightning bolt. I think it was. We'll see what this hand looks like. Maybe he just has like a pile of Exquisite Firecrafts and is hoping to outrace Delver. Eidolon. A Brainstorm in response. And Eidolon's not really ideal here. At this stage, Josh is winning the race. And he's not going to be super worried about this Eidolon. It's really going to speed things up for him. He's trying to get Jordan out of there as quickly as possible. And he's just going to get a couple of Brainstorms off ahead of time. Optimize his hand as best as he can. Maybe get a Force of Will or 2 in there to protect against any type of outrageous finishing lines. For example, Fire Blast. Oh, wow. He's actually going to use the Force of Will on Eidolon, and this surprises me. That does surprise me. I would have really expected that to be allowed to persist. Oh, we've got a suspended Rift Bolt. Delver turns sideways, and now this Delver's going to be out of there, but True Name is going to take his place. That is a major consideration in this matchup, is your Delvers can be removed by burn almost at any time. They have so much burn that they can actually get that out of there without too much effort. Jordan's going face, though, and casting Goblin Guide, who will kind of hold back True Name depending on the life totals here. I believe Josh has 9 points of life left to work with. He's going to opt to swing with the Delver. Holding back that Goblin Guide. Casting a Rift Bolt. And hard casting Daze. That is not how those cards are drawn up. So full 3 mana Rift Bolt and then hard cast Daze to counter it. As Jordan down to 2. Or perhaps 1. We've got a Vapor Snag being shown there, bouncing the Goblin Guide. And that is going to do it. So either way, either Jordan was dead to the Vapor Snag or dead the next turn, as Mono Blue proves to be a challenging matchup for Burn. Burn can do really well versus a lot of these Delver strategies, but without Price of Progress as a absolute bomb, definitely going to need a solid sideboard plan in that matchup. That is all for this one, but don't worry, there is a lot more. You can check out our older videos, and we're always putting out new videos from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Massachusetts. If you want to help the channel, of course, you can like, subscribe, share, tap that notification bell so you can know the next time our new videos come out. Thanks for watching.